Hellwell, poetry and music hold equal sway. Shh. Listen carefully.
On the tapestry of times, strum my strings for the endless dance of time. To fly is not to flee, but to journey towards the dreams. All the hopes will set us free from doubts and fears deep within. Let the sunrise gild our wings, let the twilight soothe our
I like the
skin.
song.
In the sky we're forever wild and free.
Rover, Carlotta, it's been too long.
You really must adore that song. I remember hearing you sing it when I was little. When I was a child, whenever I passed by Ciaccona's house, I'd always hear music drifting from the courtyard. Lively, spirited, and so full of emotion.
I remember it well. Those two guards of yours were like giants from Septimont. Easily 200 pounds of pure muscle.
Back then, Ciaccona's family conducted the Order's choir.
How should I put it? Well, as they say, families are always rising and falling. But a song is a song, whether sung in a grand hall or beneath the open sky. As for family matters, let the past stay where it belongs. Anyway, the two of you came in such a hurry. I suppose you're not here to take in the music? So you eavesdropped on a man rambling on in C3 sharp, and then, poof, out pops a monster. Let me see. It should sound something like this. About that, Sharp Rover. I know, right? We should suggest to Miss Margarita that she add new signage. Sing with civility. It starts with us.
Can we discuss restaurant etiquette later?
Of course. But I still need to know what kind of music could possibly have the power to conjure up those monsters of yours. The Golden Anthem. That name should never be spoken. They're criminals. To conspire with them is to risk banishment at sea. Or worse.
Don't worry. This won't be the first time we've crossed paths with the Order.
Fine. From what you've told me, the composers of this poem cursed Rinascita, spelling the fall of Raguna. When the poem is played, some type of horror appears. If I understand correctly, that's what attacked you and Carlotta. If you ask me, this story is a right load of codswallop. I don't believe a simple little poem could curse Rinascita.
Then you...
We need to get to the heart of this poem and music mystery. Let me join you. I can't resist a good adventure. I'll help you find the link between the music and those daemons. But in return, I want you to hand these pages to me for safekeeping. Then we have a deal. Since you believe this music summons them, how about we test it for ourselves? I've already memorized the sheet music.
It's risky, but there's no surer way to find out. Wouldn't you agree, Rover?
The final work of poets banished to distant seas and condemned to death. What, I wonder, did the verses forged in flames truly sing of?
They are just like the ones that attacked us in the restaurant.
Swift and resolute, no hesitation. The hour is upon us.
Leave it to me. Loading. Astral modulation.
Thanks for watching! That's the perfect chord! Solo time! Ta-da! A grand overture!
They burn in despair, resentful of the Order's verdict, till their last breath. Their last work is nothing but a curse upon us all.
With our bodies to fuel the fire, the ensuing furnace shall forge Raguna's true gold. Is it saying Raguna will burn to the ground?
They wanted their resentment to echo through the streets. Just by reading this, I can almost see their terrifying faces in the fire.
These voices. They're people of Raguna, aren't they? I think I heard Mr. C3 Sharp in the mix.
If the poet's resentful souls gave birth to daemons, then shouldn't they sound like the poets themselves? Those voices were just people who read or heard their work.
Perhaps the voices themselves are what causes the daemons to manifest. In the legends, daemons are born of death and curses. But what we've seen isn't like that, no. They're more like horrors created from people's words and imagination. Of course, I'm just speculating. The voices were somewhat muddled. Perhaps I can refine the melody. This time, we need to listen harder. Let's find out what the true story really is. This is a realm created from melodies. Music can transcend space and time to bring memories and stories to life. No. Normally, you can't perceive the frequencies in a melody. But that manuscript lets you see the world as I do. That part with the daemons should be right here.
They burn in despair, resentful of the Order's verdict, till their last breath. Their last work is nothing but a curse upon us all.
It's the same as what we heard before. But now I see something. A balance scale with a crowd of people standing on one of the pans. What are they weighing?
The two sides of the scale represent differing perspectives. Once a work is made public, its meaning no longer belongs to its creator alone, but is shaped by the interpretations of its readers. Perhaps it was a simple poem at first, nothing more. But then that article claimed it was a curse upon Raguna. Given that members of the Golden Anthem were banished on the Pilgrim's sail and died in a fire, the notion quickly took hold. No one knew exactly what happened, so they filled in the gaps with their imaginations. With motive and a complete story. Perhaps that's all it took for a lie to become the truth. Each time someone plays their last work, it summons daemons. This is the Golden Anthem's revenge and curse upon Raguna. Still, words and imagination alone cannot bring something into existence. Yes, someone must have used them to create the daemons. What if the mastermind pulling the strings from the shadows is the author of that article? Daemons are bound to their creator, so it might not be a coincidence you felt them target you at the restaurant. There could be a connection between you and this mastermind. Or perhaps they have their own reasons for wanting to see you silenced. Imagination knows no bounds. If left unchecked, such incidents will only increase. For resonators, dealing with them isn't much of a challenge. But for ordinary folk, it's enough to spark panic across the city. Finding the one pulling the strings should be our priority. If the daemons are born from the public's imagination, then things will shift once we catch whoever is responsible for starting this in the first place. This mastermind has gone to great lengths to twist the facts, stirring fear and turning it into resentment. Maybe an attempt to cover up certain stories about the Poet Society. He must be tied to them somehow. If we can learn more about the Golden Anthem, we might be one step closer to catching him. Music and poetry are born from kindness and hope. Yet now they've been twisted to create these monstrosities. Whoever is behind this won't just sit back and watch. The thought of confronting them is already inspiring me to write a ballad. What should I call it? Which instruments would fit?
Our enemy hides in the dark, while we remain in the light. If that's the case, we need to split up. With your tenacity and Ciaccona's expertise, we will uncover the truth. Someone has pointed a gun at Cat's Eye. Someone ought to pull back the curtain and expose them. The family has its ways. Tracing the article's source and finding this mastermind won't be a problem.
If we find melodies connected to the Poet Society, I can bring the past into clearer focus. I've got it, Rover! I know a place where they've definitely left their mark. Let's go! Onward to new melodies! I really admire the wind. It's free to go anywhere without restraint. If only it could carry my poems into the hands of everyone across the world. La da 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 da. La da 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 da. La da 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 da. Ta-da! Welcome to Requiem Paradise. This is where Raguna's musicians lay their old instruments to rest. For the people of Raguna, the sea is everything. We live and sleep by the sea, and our souls drift out to sea when we pass. Since an instrument is an extension of the musician, it's only fitting that it's buried by the sea. May its dreams be long and sweet before returning to the waves. I'm certain this is where the poets of the Golden Anthem laid their instruments to rest before their banishment. What's wrong? You seem troubled. Is that what's been on your mind this whole time? I say, if the answers aren't coming, let it all go and clear your mind. To be honest, I haven't found any leads either. But worry not, this is what we bards call a bottleneck. Once, I spent 3 days just trying to find the right words to describe a tree. Couldn't do it, not one word. So, I stood under that tree and prayed for an apple to fall on my head. You know, just like in those stories where inspiration strikes after an apple hits you. And, well, at least you get a snack out of it. Sadly, the apples weren't ripe and none fell. No free nibbles for me, unfortunately. Try it.
Huh. It's a real apple.
Later, when I finally decided to leave, I looked up through the gaps in the branches and suddenly saw a blooming flower atop a cliff. Turns out, even without an apple, inspiration may yet strike. But if I hadn't stood there, I might have missed that unexpected burst of beauty. So, maybe this is enough. Let's put aside heavy thoughts and continue our walk with a clear mind.
I'm starting to understand why Carlotta calls you Topaz.
Is that so? But I'm nowhere near as dazzling as the sun. If anything, I'd rather be like Icarus in the story. Soaring freely in the sky, even if it means falling in the end. I sense the melody of an instrument close by. A harp. It's in excellent condition, but its tone is flat and dull. Let's keep it for now and see if there are any other instruments nearby. A flute, but it sounds sharp and harsh. If this were a performance, I'd say it's trying to finish as quickly as possible, barely giving the notes a chance to breathe. that a lute? Its echoes are faint. Perhaps because it's been abandoned longer than the previous two. I'll need some time to decipher it. Wait. The sound may be weak, but there's an undeniable strength to it. Rover, behind you! It seems this lute likely belonged to a member of the Poet Society. Which is to say, it holds the melodies they left behind.
Swift and resolute. Ha! Ha! The end has come.
Thanks for watching! A perfect chord! The timbre also matches. I believe this lute is exactly what we've been looking for. Sometimes, even when the instruments are the same, the performer's mood can change the entire sound. For example, this lute doesn't seek to boast. It speaks softly, like a traveler sharing a story over tea in the warmth of an afternoon. The true purpose of music is to express what words cannot. Rover, if there's something you want to say but can't put into words, if you sing it, maybe I'll understand.
But I haven't even heard you sing yet.
Me? Perhaps another time. Once all this is settled, I'll perform for you. Be sure to listen closely then. Now, it's in the lute's hands. I hope this melody holds a tale worth telling. Listen, I hear something up ahead. It seems like an interrogation room. This melody carries the weight of the Poet Society interrogation. Let's keep moving. Take care with each step. The melodies left by these instruments are extremely fragile. The realm we're about to enter will appear fragmented. We may find ourselves straddling vast rifts in time and space. A single misstep could draw us into other melodies, leaving us lost within them.
Farrell of the Golden Anthem. Know that Imperator is stern, yet merciful. The Codex teaches us that those whose sins are cleansed by the sea shall remain blessed by the sea. It is a grave offense to slander the Sentinel. This includes your claim that the Sentinel's true form is a steed of the skies. I was told you found this lie carved on a lithograph. In the face of the tempest, a giant celestial steed carved a path for the Ark. How absurd. If you admit you were mistaken at tomorrow's trial and reveal where you have hidden the evidence, I will move mountains to protect you and your companions. Remember, Imperator only responds to repentance, not silence.
I'm sorry, Sir Acolyte. I'm doing my best to cooperate. Please don't mistake my silence for defiance. It's just, this room is freezing, and I've caught a chill. Makes it hard to talk. I'm afraid that by the time I see the Sentinel, I will have lost my voice entirely. Perhaps then, they will judge you for silencing a poor transgressor's confession.
As long as you repent and help us destroy those blasphemous poems and songs, the Sentinel shall show mercy. You are a wise man. I trust you will make the right choice. I look forward to seeing you tomorrow. Good night, Mr. Farrell. I will always be here should you wish to receive the Sentinel's mercy.
No need to worry, Sir Acolyte. In fact, I'm beginning to enjoy the cold.
Neither official nor private records show them as having ever repented in the Cathedral of Mercury. This melody is fading fast. Let's check if there's anything nearby to amplify it.
Farrell's gone mad. He ought to have hidden the truth in our secret study. Why would he slip this dangerous knowledge into his poems and hand them out to children? We ought to have buried the truth.
Buried the truth. It just occurred to me. Is that our mastermind's true aim? Not only to bury the past, but also to silence those who know the truth, like you. To that end, he stirs panic to deepen Ragonese prejudice against the Poet Society, using this opportunity to create monsters born from our words. Words and music are weapons without form.
I knew this was to be our fate. From the moment we uncovered that lithograph, I knew it would come to this. Still, I have no regrets. But if the Sentinel's true form is a flying steed, what does that make the Imperator we've pledged our faith to? All this time, we've been living nothing but a lie.
The Order's stance is that the Poet Society concealed blasphemous works, yet the Order themselves concealed the lithograph's existence. What were they afraid of? That's right! You must have seen the Sentinel in the inverted tower. To keep the Sentinel's true form a secret, the Order ruined the Golden Anthem's reputation.
I understand what Farrell was trying to do. We're not adventurers or mighty resonators. We don't even have the time or ability to determine whether that lithograph is real or fake. Farrell only wanted to share the voice of uncertainty. He hoped someone might understand his doubts. Our fate has been sealed. All we can do now is choose what we believe and carry what we hope to be the truth to our graves.
They don't sound like they're full of hatred at all. If anything, they appear to have anticipated what would happen. During the interrogation, they kept their composure and did not offer fierce resistance. In fact, they even showed sympathy for the interrogator.
Everything seems to revolve around the Order. Could they be the ultimate mastermind behind this?
We don't know that for certain. But at least we now know the Poet Society would never place a curse on Raguna. The melody is fading faster now and becoming unstable. We should leave. We can continue our discussion later.
Where is this place? A study? Ciaccona, are we? Ciaccona? We must have gotten separated. Ciaccona did say even a slight misstep could draw us into other melodies. Am I?
You are to build a home here, like seabirds. Dwell upon the water, just as countless stars dot the night sky. I don't know if what I'm feeling is right or wrong. They were clearly the Sentinel's cantors. Why would anyone call them criminals who insulted divinity? This is a poem I've never seen before. It's so different from what they used to write. Do Do not place flowers on my tomb, for I do not rest beneath the stone. I am the sea wind at Raguna's walls. I am a dawn that breaks through thorns. I am a nighthawk of wings aflame, soaring towards the celestial steed, whose praises I sing and whose true form I behold. A flame, celestial steed, true form I behold. The night sky will be illuminated by wings of flame, and I shall be reborn in immortal poetry.
Because they cannot banish the truth, the Order of the Deep instead banished us to the sea. Our thirst for truth is why we were cast out. No matter what, remember this. The truth will always exist. And the truth is gold that is unafraid of the fiercest of flames.
Can't get through, but the sounds are coming from over there. What is this place? Who are you?
She's always been distant and aloof, but her true melody is both heavy and fragile. Ciaccona Toccata. As long as you still draw breath, lift your eyes and look. With this poem, your life is eternal.
Rover? Rover, are you all right? Finally, I got you out of there. You must have been drawn into a different melody on our way out.
I just walked into his study and ran into a strange little girl. She seemed quite taken with the Poet Society's work. She mentioned a name. Ciaccona Toccata.
I see. I don't know who you met, but Toccata is my family name. As I said before, for family matters, let the past stay where it belongs. Just call me Ciaccona. We don't need to overcomplicate things. Well, we have made some progress. The melody we were in gave me a hint on what to do next. Yes, seeing as they banished the Golden Anthem, we might find more clues in the Cathedral of Mercury.
Leave it to me.
Have you found her yet? No.
She's not here either. Oh, greetings, brother and sister. Might I ask, have you seen someone dressed like us who likes to walk with her head down?
No. Razor doesn't like walking with her head down. She must have gotten into some trouble. We're in the Order's choir. We're rehearsing hymns to sing at the ceremony. Racer is our lead chorister. We took a break from rehearsing to play hide and seek. But when the time ran out, we couldn't find her. Maybe she got mad at us because we sang badly. She hasn't smiled at us much since rehearsal started.
Can you tell your big sister here what hymn you're rehearsing?
The teacher says it's a hymn to honor the brave knights and the Sentinel's guidance. But Razor says the hymn was written by a bunch of criminals.
Well, which way did Racer go? We can help you look for her.
Really? She went that way.
Such a beautiful voice, isn't it?
You're the laureate! And you are?
My name is Ciaccona.
A friend of mine.
Don't be scared. We're only here so that you can finish your game of hide and seek.
Hide and seek, right. Myron and the others are waiting for me. Sorry I've caused you trouble.
How about a little chat first? Something's troubling you. I can tell.
What? Of course not. The ceremony is coming up, and the choir still has so much to rehearse. I'm fine.
Young ones today have so much talent. If I had the chance, I'd love to learn how to sing hymns. You know, our laureate here definitely knows how to sing hymns.
It's just... Before the performance, the choir has to listen to the same music, recite the same lyrics, and do the same rehearsals every day. What's more, the hymn we're practicing, it was composed by bad people. Teacher calls them heretic poets. Myron and the others never complain. They're always eager to sing praises to the Sentinel on stage. But now, their dreams are all dashed because of me. Myron, Patero, and Shia's voices are in perfect harmony, but I can never keep up. And I don't like this hymn. Myron and the others are too young to realize that heresy is a grave offense, but I know. I just don't understand why the Order wants us to sing songs written by criminals. The more I thought about it, the more out of rhythm I became. In the end, I could barely sing at all. That song just now. I've already forgotten how it's supposed to sound.
Well, what do you think a hymn should sound like?
A hymn, as the books state, is a song of praise for the Sentinel who leads the lost to the abundant lands.
No, not that. I mean, how does it make you feel? Try to remember what you were feeling when you were singing alone in the corner just now.
I didn't want to hold everyone back, and I really wanted to help everyone have a great performance at the ceremony.
Then hold on to that feeling. Let's rehearse again. You don't have anyone sitting in on your rehearsals, do you?
Uh-huh. No.
Well then, the laureate and I will be the first to hear you perform.
This is a cathedral. That's the choir on stage, with the Poet Society leading them. Looks like it's a ceremony of some kind. It sounds like... It sounds like a song celebrating the knights who defeated the Tacit Discords at Whisperwind Haven. Wait. Someone's approaching the stage.
Degenerates! Arrogant hypocrites, every last one of you! You have no idea what happened! Not at all! Has the Order reduced our sacrifices to mere tales to be told over tea? The Sentinel's blessing! Ah! Where were you when we fought the Tacit Discords at Whisperwind Haven? Where were any of you? Where was the Sentinel? We didn't fight for the Sentinel or for the damned Order. We fought for ourselves. You're nothing but hypocrites.
This is madness! Who is this madman? Someone remove him from here immediately. Do not be deceived. All knights who rode into that battle wielded swords sanctified by the Order. They fought in the name of divinity.
What he said about the common folk, is it true? Tell me, were they also sent to fight at Whisperwind Haven? I must see it for myself.
What a mess. I suppose this incident is what changed the Poet Society. Strange. Why is this passageway so long? This is the same study I stumbled into in the Realm of Melodies.
Afternoon tea! Yes, please. Your tea and biscuits, miss. I'll reapply the medicine once you've finished. Next time, no more climbing walls. Understood? It wasn't just for fun. I was trying to... There, I understand. You've always been a curious child. You saw something terribly interesting and snuck out to take a closer look. Wait. Is it raspberry? My favorite. Huh? Ow! Look at this. This book says the flower doesn't live long. But that's silly. I know it can survive the coldest of winters. Maybe one day, I'll become a great bard. A proper one. Who never makes mistakes like this. Miss, this study is a secret. You must never tell a soul. I understand. But I've always wondered, why do people say they're guilty? There are so many interesting poems and songs here. Why won't Father let me see them? Oh, you'll understand when you're older, miss.
Oh, what splendid singing! Even the laureate was enraptured.
Racer did wonderfully. Thanks to you, I figured it out. Sincerity is what truly matters when we pray and sing praises to the Sentinel.
Yes, a hymn isn't just a few lines of history. It is shaped by your feelings and experiences. The hymn may differ in each person's eyes, but its resonance and meaning are universal. I hope you'll give the audience a spectacular performance on the day of the ceremony. So, what did you see in Razor's melody?
The Poet Society was criticized for glorifying the knights over the common folk during one of their hymn performances. Their assumptions were challenged, so they traveled to the knights' encampment at Whisperwind Haven to verify the truth for themselves.
This incident may have been the turning point for the Poet Society. Did you find any other clues? If the Order's choir is pointing us to Whisperwind Haven, then that's where we'll find more clues. Let's go. I've heard of these nights during my travels. This should be where their old encampment stood. But there don't seem to be any instruments, poems, or music here that carry the memory of a melody. Let's try searching the area first. These bonfire poets were no doubt members of the Poet Society. The note says they had wandered the area looking for inspiration to find the melody. We should try to follow the route they once took. Perhaps inspiration will strike us along the way. This was the last stop on their route. Oh, the view just now as we soared in the sky was just breathtaking. What is it? Has anything come to mind? Oh, yes. How did I miss that? The wind is the finest recorder of melodies. It rises from the primal, churning endlessly, echoing in our ears without end. I believe the melodies left by the Poet Society were witnessed by the wind, and it will carry them to us. Playing a tune, of course. I want to capture the mood they must have felt when they were here. I'm curious as to what they left behind.
Rimbo and Selena must have returned to Raguna by now. That lithograph of the Sentinel's true form. It has to be here somewhere. Did that gentleman guide us intentionally? Who exactly was he? Backpack stuffed with papers claiming to be a common artist traveling in search of inspiration. Yet he spoke like a nobleman. But I can't afford to think about that now. If not for his help, we'd still be singing praises to a false sentinel. He's right. We cannot continue to sing for the Order anymore. We must enlighten the people of Raguna. They deserve to know the truth. The Knights of the Order defend only the Order's interests, and so the time has come for us to become knights for the people of Raguna.
It seems someone told the poets the truth about the Sentinel, and even suggested they stop singing solely for divinity and begin singing for the common folk as well. On the surface, what our mystery man said makes perfect sense. He even has knowledge of Imperator's true form. And this hidden lithograph is evidence the poets were telling the truth. Is this form of the Sentinel the same as the one you saw at Avenolium? So the poets were indeed banished for uncovering the Order's secrets. Even under interrogation, they held their silence. It wasn't until they met this mysterious man and learned the truth that they chose to become Knights of Raguna. Resentment and curses are not songs of their own style. As for the true mastermind, we still have no direct proof linking him to the Order. We must confront his lies and put an end to these Daemon incidents. But once the truth of the Golden Anthem at Imperator is revealed, it will no longer be just a matter of daemons. But is now the right time?
the will of the people is strong. This mastermind is so sure that the lies about the Sentinel will go undiscovered, and that no one will easily believe the truth. The truth exists to be uncovered. All we need is to plant the seeds of doubt in the people's hearts, and let them take root and grow.
Yes. Let's get going then. We'll go back to Margarita's. It's where our story began, and it's where it must end. Miss Margarita!
Well, hello, hello. If it isn't Rover and Ciaccona. Oh, Miss Ciaccona is a regular around here, you know. I've even asked her to perform a few times. Helps bring in the crowds.
Actually, I've come to ask a favor of you today, Miss Margarita. I'm sure you've heard the rumors circulating lately about the Poets Society's legacy. There's something important we'd like to share. Could you help us gather everyone?
Not a problem at all. Did you make any big discoveries? I'm so curious about what actually happened, it's driving me nuts.
Rover, we'll begin when you're ready. The poets did board the Pilgrim's sail, becoming the stars of their own final act. We all know how that tale ended. A great fire consumed the ship, dragging it to icy depths, and the poets of the Golden Anthem with it. But hear this. Banishment did not breed hatred in their hearts for our city, and the flames did not scorch a curse into their music or poems. If you wish to hear their true voices once more, seek them at the Cathedral of Mercury. The children there still sing hymns written by the poets of the Golden Anthem. And yet, not a single daemon has appeared. Even as those poets faced their end. As the fire filled the ship's cabins, they penned their last poems with death drawing near. Perhaps they were greeted by the Sentinel in their final moments. Or perhaps they fell silently toward death. If the poets truly meant to curse Raguna, why would they write such obscure poems? Why not simply leave their works behind in Raguna? No. Their last words were hastily written as the flames closed in. This charade, it was carefully crafted, twisting their work to conceal the truth. We already have... No. Tomorrow, at the Odyssey Opera House, I will reveal the truth. Until then, I thank you all for your patience.
This can't... This is very confusing.
Previously.
Sorry.
Loria, is this all real? What do you mean by the truth? Did you discover something? The poets of the Golden Anthem, they were...
A fascinating story indeed. You've certainly piqued everyone's curiosity. The speech you made just now, you're implying the poets of the Golden Anthem were framed and their works deliberately misinterpreted.
Exactly. Someone used the story of the Golden Anthem to stir the public's curiosity. This is what created the daemons.
If memory serves, Official records of the Order of the Deep state the poets were charged with blasphemy against the Sentinel. Surely you're not suggesting this was all the Order's doing? I dare say, such remarks would be considered a grave crime, punishable by banishment.
Are you from a noble family? The city's elite have a habit of siding with the Order.
I'm afraid you misunderstand. I admit, I do get that question quite often. I am but a traveling playwright. Your presentation brings me back to a play I wrote in my youth. A group of birds, locked inside a cage. Convinced they will never fly, they do nothing but stand on a perch. Then, one day, the cage door opened. The young birds flapped their fragile wings, attempting to fly, but plummeted to the ground, one by one. Many consider their fate a tragic one. What say you?
I see it differently. Even if they met their end falling into the abyss, they still had a chance to glimpse the sky and spread their wings.
And what of those who chose to remain in the cage, having witnessed their predecessors fall to their demise? Will they dare to reach for the skies, after realizing the cost of choosing to fly? Does the truth exist to protect, or to harm? That is the question. Miss Poet, I look forward to tomorrow's arrival.
A splendid retaliation. I witnessed all of your performance. Like everyone present, I too eagerly anticipate tomorrow's arrival. As expected, the Order's fingerprints are all over it. According to our inside sources, it was none other than acolytes from the Order who salvaged the poet's lost works from the wreckage. They've long known of their existence and hid the poems in the Order's library. It's possible this was a sham all along. Choosing to make it public now likely means they're using those poems to obscure the real truth. Now, considering the fact that the untraceable article first began circulating among poets, musicians, and playwrights alike, I think it's fair to say its author is a regular of such secret circles. He may even be the resonator we've speculated about. His collusion with the Order is why these rumors are allowed to run rampant in the streets. I'll have someone follow this secret circle's trail and see what we can find. We should also share these findings with Ciaccona. As a poet, her insights would be much appreciated.
Well, that's strange. She was just there a moment ago.
Just like when we were children. Gone without a trace. And she and her family disappeared without even a goodbye. Ms. Margarita, have you seen Ciaccona?
Miss Ciaccona? She was squirreling off towards the harbor earlier. I thought that's where you were meeting, so I didn't say a word. She did look quite down, though. Never seen her wear such a gloomy face before.
Thank you for letting us know, Ms. Margarita.
Why don't we split up and look for her at the harbor?
The young birds left their cage, flapping frail wings as they fell to the ground.
I never thought his words would reach into the depths I sealed away so long ago.
Coming here implies you worry about tomorrow's outcome. You intend to reveal the truth of the Sentinel to the public. But that revelation, it comes with a price. One you've paid before as a child. Remember?
Is the past.
And here I thought you'd be much wiser than this. You know the dangers of pilgrimage, yet you all still cling to the same reckless path. Tell me, what drives such stubbornness?
The truth has its thorns, and the Golden Anthem has already paid its price. Do you wish to relive their fate?
Is that what you're trying to tell me with your play? But you know nothing of how the Golden Anthem responded.
Allow me to share the answer, Sir Acolyte. Do you remember the very first voice from the heavens? The one the people of Rinascita kept alive in their hearts as they built their homes on this land? Surely you've seen The Golden Bough, yes? A play where people from various clans wear masks, singing and celebrating together. An occasion you now call Carnival.
And what of it?
It is words and songs. We are not your enemies. What you face here is something that is hard to describe, something I call reverberation. It exists forever, and you can never defeat it.
You pitiful fool. Off to the seas of that reverberation you believe in so dearly.
The Order of the Deep seeks to banish us to the seas because they know they can't banish the truth.
Hear that? The bell they tolled. I will be the one to carry its sound forward.
The parallels, so striking. Just like the day the Poets Society boarded their sail. You, Ciaccona Toccata, blaspheming against the Sentinel. So this is the resonance they babbled on about. After all these years, another group of fools is ready to march down the same path. Why are there always those who believe the Sentinel is some damn horse? The poets were at least clever enough to hold their tongues, but you have the nerve to parade your blasphemy through the streets. It almost makes those poets look noble by comparison.
Is that so, Sir Acolyte? I do hope you dream of this Sentinel of yours every night, then.
Spare me your sarcasm, you insolent bard! You're nothing but a mouthy relic, the last of what remains of your wretched family. Do you not repent for your crimes?
Ah, so you've already tasted their fate, haven't you? You and your family, banished in the name of blasphemy. Such a dramatic turn of events. As cantors of the Sentinel, both the Ciaccona family and the Poet Society committed the same crime. Tell me, what is the connection between you and those poets?
You're nothing but a figment of my imagination. None of this concerns you. It was a price we were willing to pay. We have no regrets. When I was a child, I lacked the ability to prove the Sentinel's true form. But now, with the inverted tower shifting and the prophesied laureate among us, I believe the opportunity has presented itself for the truth to be...
Opportunity. Indeed. The moment of choice dawns once more. Do you intend to repeat history? This time, dragging Rover along with you, boarding the Pilgrim sail and clinging to hope as the storm carries you away. Isn't this what you're afraid of? You've unraveled the hand behind it all, but the Order will never allow such truths to see the light. Rover, Miss Carlotta, and all those you've gathered along the way will be forced to bear the consequences of your quest for the truth. And perhaps even that blessed maiden whose whereabouts remain a mystery to this day. Even so, will you two still insist on stepping onto that stage tomorrow? Have you really made your choice? I look forward to the arrival of tomorrow, Miss Poet.
Is this Ciaccona's sheet music? She was here. The vision I just saw seems to have been recorded from this. Ciaccona mentioned she always writes down her melodies on manuscript paper. Could this be? The Golden Anthem? An interrogation room. Being here reminds me of the many unanswered questions still hidden within these melodies. The girl in the Poet Society's study must have been Ciaccona when she was little. What happened last time was no accident. As the performer, her own melodies got entangled in the mix. But why was she there? And why are the Ciaccona family and the Poet Society accused of the same crime?
Thank you for understanding everything. Is there anyone else here besides you? You must have touched the Golden Anthem's music sheet. This is the story it holds. To be able to touch it means you're someone I can trust. I am yesterday's child of ignorance, the actor now on stage, and the banished sinner of tomorrow, Ciaccona Toccata. Let me tell you, The story of the Golden Anthem doesn't just belong to the Poets Society. It also belongs to me, Ciaccona Toccata. This is how it all started. A mysterious person showed the poets the truth about the Sentinel. Then they decided to become Knights of Raguna. Back then, besides the conductor, there were others who helped organize things. That was us, the Toccata family. It didn't take long for the Order to notice us. To keep everyone safe, they gave my father a key to a study. Inside, there were papers that could have destroyed the Order, if anyone would even believe them in the first place. It was blasphemy, but my father didn't hesitate. He took the key right away. As you've already seen, I was also banished. You've probably heard a lot about the Pilgrim's Sail from Brant. Usually, the food and water in those ships aren't enough to get the people where they need to go. Even if they made it, the cold would get them. But on that ship, the Order made sure there was nothing. No food, no water, nothing. And there were only 3 fools on board. As for the fire, the poets started it themselves. In the past, everyone thought they were brilliant cantors. But inside, only they understood how fake and arrogant all their poems and music really were. In their last moments before death, the poets just wanted to leave something real behind. But it was so cold out at sea, and wood for fire was already running low. So they set the cabin on fire, and met their ends in the flames. In the world they dreamed of, poets would no longer be shackled, and everyone could sing freely. That was their wish for the future when the curtain fell. With our bodies to fuel the fire, the ensuing inferno shall forge Raguna's true gold. But the Order was afraid. They didn't want any loose ends, so they went to salvage the ship's wreckage. The Golden Anthem gave my father the key. At first, he wouldn't let me near it because I was too little. It wasn't until my mother, my uncle, and the rest of my family were one by one escorted onto Pilgrim's sails. Then, it was his turn. I still remember the day he handed me the key. The smile on his face.
Don't see it as a burden, my child. Remember, true courage isn't hiding it away in your heart. Raise it like a torch, just like the sun, so it can light the way for others. Only this kind of courage can rid your father of the cowardice he showed toward you and your mother. Never forget, you are a Toccata.
Father wanted to tell everyone, so the Order put him on a pilgrim's sail with the same charges. And that was the last time I saw him. Later, after I became a wandering bard and poet, I started to feel what was in the melodies of the poets and my ancestors. A sincerity like none other. I wrote songs, weaving the stories my father and the poets discovered into musical scores. But what awaited me was the Order's banishment.
The Poet Society and our family could never prove whether the Sentinel's form is really that of a celestial steed. All we could do was hold on to our suspicions and the possible truth, waiting for someone to prove it. Now that someone has come, he has reached the inverted tower. Now, I have that choice again. Do I reveal the truth? Always worrying about my next meal, wandering from place to place, being chased by acolytes. I'm used to it. But this time, I have you and my friends with me. I can't let you all repeat my fate. If we step onto that stage tomorrow, the Order will not stand idly by. They might even come after you and Carlotta.
Like I said, the truth exists to be uncovered. I've made my choice. And once everyone hears the truth, I believe no one will question the choices you all made in the past. There are hints of the sea inside Ciaccona's melodies. You should take greater pride in being a poet.
Thank you. Thank you for understanding everything. Let's open the doors. I hope this time, the story ends differently.
This song, it's the one she performed last time. The melody is the same, but why does it sound so sad this time?
So, Miss Poet, have you made your decision?
This is a poem I've never seen before. It's so different from what they used to write. Do not place flowers on my tomb, for I do not rest beneath the stone. I am the sea wind at Raguna's walls. I am a dawn that breaks through thorns. I am a nighthawk of wings of flame, soaring towards the celestial steed, whose praises I sing and whose true form I behold.
I know what you're thinking. You're worried I might end up on the same path you did. Go on.
All the hopes will set us free from doubts and fears deep within. Let the sunrise gild our wings. Let the twilight soothe our skin.
Follow your heart.
Skyward forever while
I'll be with you. Till the end.
A penniless bard and the laureate roving in a foreign land. Together, we rise up against the Order of the Deep itself. But as long as the seeds of doubt are planted, the kindling in Raguna will eventually ignite to forge its true gold. There! Now how's that for a story worth telling? Ah, speaking of which, have you ever read that novel? It's about a knight on a quest to challenge a giant in the name of justice. The knight is also accompanied by a squire. Time after time, they throw themselves at the seemingly invincible giant. I am no Montelli, acolyte of the Order of the Deep or Knight of Raguna. But still, I shall lead the charge. Yahoo! Mount up, Sir Knight! To battle we go! As the forgotten songs rise once more, a tale of the past I shall tell. This is the story of those who were accused of blasphemy.
What?
They were once poets, singing songs for the divinity and the order. This is how their music became known to all. Until one day, they stumbled upon a truth that could not be proven. The Sentinel, whom we've always revered, is not what they seem. The true divinity granting us blessings is a majestic celestial steed that gallops across the high seas and soars through the skies. And the teachings in our scriptures? Lies. Lies told to us by the Order. Ask yourselves this. Why would Imperator, who once sent Renacita voices from the heavens, allow their people to suffer aboard those pilgrim sails? How could poets who once sang the praises of the Sentinel come to curse and resent Renacita, a land they loved so much? People of Renacita, have you ever wondered why the Order forbids us from seeing their earliest scriptures? Why did none of the fools that boarded the pilgrim sail ever thank the Sentinel? Imperator and Raguna have always stood united, yet lately, they seem to have vanished from our dreams. Why is that?
Ciaccona Toccata, in the name of Imperator and Primus Fenrico, you are hereby under arrest. You will face the full weight of the law at the Order Penitentiary.
Is that so? And what are the charges this time, if I may ask?
Blasphemy!
Oh! The same old tricks again! Is this how the Order intends to keep the truth hidden?
Huh. Save your empty words for your confession to the Sentinel. Damnation! She's not working alone!
Farewell, Sir Acolyte! Oh, and just a little tip for you. Keep your eyes on the audience below. Let's see how much of the Order's hypocrisy these empty words can unveil. I have faith. The music of the Golden Anthem will one day echo across Raguna's skies again. Phew. A masked hero suddenly appeared, rescuing the bard right when she was about to be apprehended by the Order. But that's a story for another time. You know what this means for you, right? Even with a mask on, people will still recognize the laureate. I'm now a wanted criminal by the Order. Now this is what a real poet, no, wait, a real knight is supposed to be. Well then.
This room.
Is our final stage. Now, it's your turn to step onto it.
You will witness a different world.
You arrogant hypocrites!
Led by curiosity and wonder, you step forward.
I am the gentle sea breeze, sweeping through Whisperwind Haven and towards Raguna's high walls.
Well, have you decided on your answer? I look forward to the public trial.
Perhaps our fates are not so different after all.
It is time, sinner against the Sentinel.
But you...
I will continue to sing.
As long as there are those who breathe and see.
My eternal summer will never fade. Do you feel it? The breeze from Whisperwind Haven. You can even catch the faint scent of wet grass. Next thing you know, maybe an apple will fall on our heads. Or maybe a big grey wolf will leap out and chase a squirrel down a rabbit hole. Thank you, Rover. I don't have the Blessed Maiden's miracles, nor the powers of a hero. I'm just a wandering bard. The only thing I can offer is to immortalize this moment. I will carry all the stories about you with me. By the way, I met a man at Margarita's who claims to be a playwright. You should watch out for him. I'm not entirely sure who he really is, but my guess is that he might be the Resonator who's been working with the Order. Here, you can have this music sheet. I'm heading off on a new mission. An escape mission! Starting today, I'm no longer just a wandering bard. I've got the Order hunting me now. A journey like this, it's begging to be written into a story. Don't you worry. I still remember our promise. About the song I wrote you. We will meet again, and I'll sing it for you, I swear. After all, we're partners in crime now.
My Lord Primus, it seems your plan has not gone quite as you'd hoped. You sought to revive the blasphemous Poets Society, spreading their legacy to stoke the fires of prejudice, and through my aid summon daemons to sow fear across Raguna City.
I care not for labels of good or evil. My only care is Raguna's order and chaos. Fear is but one tool among many to maintain stability.
Ah, truly the words of one in possession of great power. Such lines are rare, even in plays. And yet, why do you seem so restless, Lord Fenrico? This is hardly the character I expected from you. Is it that foreign laureate that unsettles you so? Or perhaps that insignificant Toccata girl? Or is it something else you seek?
Out of respect for our partnership, some things are better left unsaid.
Of course. As you will, Lord Fenrico.
Wait. You were the one who led the Poets Society to that lithograph, weren't you? I've heard whispers of your presence at Whisperwind Haven around that time. Whenever you were asked, you claimed to be seeking inspiration. Why are you doing this?
As you've said yourself, out of respect for our partnership, some things are better left unsaid. There was no deception. Indeed, I was seeking inspiration. In the end, I found a story about birds in a cage. The birds, having uncovered the truth, must decide. Will they choose to fly into the unknown, or remain caged within the familiar? Ah, Lord Fenrico, a word of reminder. Just as the young Toccata mentioned, how long has it been since you last dreamed of your true divinity? Armed with a wooden spear and a broken helmet, the knight charged at the windmill. His squire, ever loyal, trailed close behind as if becoming one with the knight. Together they charged again and again, true knights in spirit, ignoring the countless wounds they bore. Truly astonishing. Even if you took such a script, what could you possibly accomplish, Hecate?
I will be there for everyone.
Hopefully, we'll make new findings.
I will be there for everyone.
Understood. I am here to serve your will.
What can I help you with? When snow thaw into streams? You're not from around here, I bet. When we say that in Hangzhen, we mean the Shichen of Wei. Early afternoon, the warmest hours of a day. Legend tells of a visitor who ventured here some centuries ago. Back then, local villagers were struggling with no firewood due to heavy snow. This visitor opened up a path with their forte and diverted a hot spring to provide warmth and aid. People say it was once a stunning sight, with mist and ice flowing westward down the streams, as if many celestial beings were returning to the sea. Now the sight has unfortunately disappeared, but the saying sticks. We use it to describe time in local speech. Well, it's what Grandpa Zoe tells everyone. I haven't seen it with my own eyes, but when it comes to stories like this one, they're usually made up. Not that I don't want to believe them, but... Oh, you were listening to one of his stories earlier too, right? What did you think? Really? So you're into stories and anecdotes too? Grandpa Zoe's great-grandfather was a descendant of the first inhabitants of Hangzhen. He grew up hearing stories about Mount Firmament. Recently, he heard Madam Magistrate had resolved the crisis, so he decided to visit and learn more about his roots. People in town are curious about the outside world and how they are perceived. Grandpa Zoe is happy to answer their questions and has unknowingly become popular among them. Before he knew it, everyone was coming to talk to him. It's funny to hear outsiders describe my hometown, Hangzhen, as mysterious. We're just a normal place with our own quirks. Especially lately, with so many people from Jinzhou coming on some kind of expedition. They're obsessed with us, like we're some kind of ancient relics. Can you believe they actually asked if our pavo plums have magical powers? Time truly is a formidable force.
Huh? How did she disappear like that? Wait, are you that legendary rover who saved Jinzhou? What can I do for you?
Well, you've come to the right person.
I'm here to compile a new travel guide for Hangzhen. Next to a ring and hanging eaves. Oh, I know where that is.
You'll need to stand on the tallest building in Hangzhen to see what you're looking for. It's on the northeast side of the town. Can't miss it. You'll see it once you get there.
Say, that person earlier, that was Lady Chengli, right? I saw you talking to her.
Of course! Everyone in Jinzhou knows about Lady Chengli, even though she rarely appears in public. As Master Swen Miao's disciple, she excels in the arts of politics and diplomacy. Her travels have taken her across the 4 seas, and as Secretary General, she has commanded respect from all who cross her path.
Yeah, and she came all the way to Jinzhou to help out Magistrate Jinshi for the sake of peace in Huanglong. She's been working tirelessly behind the scenes since then, fully dedicated to her task. How could anyone not revere such a selfless act? I could have sworn I just saw her. Where did she go? I wish I could take one more look.
What do you want? I've done nothing wrong. Huh?
Oh, you're just asking for directions. Sorry, I'm not a local. Can't help you there.
Wait, you were the one talking to Lady Changli earlier, weren't you?
If I were you, I'd steer clear of her. She's a deceitful woman who enjoys toying with people's hearts. A cunning villain who will manipulate you without you even knowing it. Haven't you heard? She left her government job to come here, to this small town. There's got to be a reason behind it. I heard she chose to quit her job, but I bet she messed up back in the capital and got demoted here as punishment. Then I guess you've also been fooled by her looks. That woman will stop at nothing to get what she wants, while you remain oblivious to her true intentions. And by the time you catch on, you'll already be caught in her trap. Hey, wait a minute. Has she actually achieved anything substantial during her time in Jinzhou? Or did Madame Magistrate just fall for her clever words and let her slack off? I say you're underestimating Chang Li's trickery. I heard she tricked that VIP guest of Jinzhou into going to Mount Firmament. Just think about how dangerous that place was. She must have been afraid of him getting too close to Madame Magistrate and ruining her plans. What a sinister woman. Fortunately, that guest was a skilled fighter, and he managed to escape unharmed. I hope you don't mind my frankness. Just giving some advice, because you look pretty innocent and gullible. And not from Jinzhou, judging by your outfit, right? Oh, shoot. I completely forgot about something I need to do. Sorry, gotta run.
Hey, why are the people here so divided about Cheng Li? You humans make everything so complicated. Well, at least now we know what she wanted to say. Now that's much easier to understand. Why does she have to make it a whole riddle? I'm getting sleepy again.
Rover? Nice to see you again. How are you liking Hongzhen so far? The crisis at Mount Firmament has been resolved, and the waterway between Jinzhou and Hongzhen is open once again. As a result, there has been an increase in visitors from Jinzhou, making the town more lively than before. With the chaos subsiding, our town and city are now reconnected, allowing residents to live and work in peace. We owe you a debt of gratitude, Rover, for your efforts in clearing the remaining effects of temporal disruptions in Mount Firmament over the past few days. We're all indebted to you, Hongzhen and its people alike. If there's anything you need, don't hesitate to ask. I couldn't help but notice you've been asking around. Is there something you need assistance with?
Xin Yi and Cheng Li have a mutual trust as acquaintances. It should be fine to ask Xin Yi instead.
I see. That sounds like something Cheng Li would do. Even though we're not that close, I know a bit about her personality. She wouldn't just hand over something that symbolizes her identity to anyone, especially when... I think it would be better for her to tell you personally. The Magistrate's counselor is shrouded in mystery, and her motives are often hard to decipher. When she wants something done, It's never as straightforward as it seems, and few can grasp the true meaning behind her plans. The rumors and controversies surrounding her never cease, but she seems unfazed. However, I believe one has to get involved personally to truly understand Chang Li's intentions, regardless of public opinion. About the riddle, it seems you have already figured it out by yourself. But remember, it's not just about the answer, but also what she wants you to understand. Then, if you'll excuse me, if there's anything else you need here in Hongzhen, please do not hesitate to let me know.
Wind, guide me.
Nice and easy.